Saber Interactive have responded to the RoadCraft demo feedback in the form of a devblog. So let me take you through exactly what they mentioned, from what's changing and what isn't. They started off mentioning that they've had thousands of downloads, and altogether we all covered more than 2 billion kilometers. And they custom made this demo to give you a sample of the gameplay and vehicles and be assured that you're far from having seen everything. And they wanted to address some feedback before the release of the full game on May 20th. To start with, fuel consumption. They know that fuel consumption is a core element in SnowRunner or Expeditions, but RoadCraft is a totally new experience for them in the simulation field. It's been developed on a new iteration of the engine, and its technical specifications differ from those of their other games. For that reason, it doesn't offer the same gameplay features, so map exploration and traversal is not as central, but rebuilding and reshaping terrain is. When they started the development, they initially had a fuel consumption system, however this mechanic was tedious and didn't bring anything interesting to the core gameplay of the game. However, it doesn't mean that they want to throw away the idea without any reflection, especially after seeing all of your feedback on it. So they might think about integrating fuel consumption, but later on in a new game mode, for example. They next covered crane controls. They recognised that many were frustrated with the controls, and they originally designed those controls to allow players to control both cranes and vehicles simultaneously, which was to improve the smooth running of certain multi-purpose tasks. But they are going to be working on an additional control scheme to give an alternative. Then they mentioned about performance issues. They said that they're aware that many configurations equipped with AMD graphics cards were unable to play the game in good condition, and they apologise for it. They are actively working to resolve the problem and are currently polishing and optimising the game for its release. The demo was in a less optimised state than what the final game will be. Then they mentioned about vehicle damage and manual gearbox. They started by saying that the vehicles are not designed in the same way as in SnowRunner. Damage was out of the picture from the very beginning due to the migration to new tech. They were faced with a pretty straightforward choice: either make the game without it or don't make it at all, and therefore they will not be implementing vehicle damage and manual gearbox systems in RoadCraft. Then they mentioned about the immersive features, things like the engine switch on and off, headlights, 3D model for the driver. So some of these features don't yet exist in the game because they've concentrated on the core features of rebuilding gameplay and their immersive dimension, but they will be working to ensure that some of them can be integrated in the near future, whether that's for launch or post launch, they didn't specify. And finally, they mentioned about extending the demo. So they said it's important that we get to know the game before it's released, and feedback is invaluable to making the experience even better. So they've decided to extend the demo beyond Steam Next Fest for roughly a week. So if you haven't had a chance to play it yet, you've got another week to do so. And that's it. That's the RoadCraft demo devblog breakdown for you. I'd like to know in the comments below what you think about all this. Good, bad, and how does that affect if you're going to be grabbing RoadCraft come May 20th. If you enjoyed this video, found it helpful and informative, and like to see more content like this one, make sure you are subscribed. I will continue to cover the latest news and updates around simulation and racing titles, and that includes RoadCraft, so if that interests you, stick around and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.